Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about retcons because I don't know. In the past 10 years, I'm not saying that retcons don't happen or anything or whatever, but it just seems like in media, especially in these past 10 years, the retcons have been god awful. I mean, god awful. Has anybody ever noticed that? Like when you're reading a book, watching video games, playing video games, watching a show or movie or whatever, and the retcons are so bad, and you're just like, why did you even do this retcon? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm just throwing out my thoughts like that because I was just wondering, like, am I the only one that like noticed how the retcons of just anything from characters or whatever are getting worse and worse. Like you're just like, you guys are literally destroying the foundation of these characters and the story and the legacy that was left because you want to retcon a lot of bull crap that makes absolutely no sense. You got the whole Star Wars stuff that Kathleen Kennedy did or whatever and stuff like that, where she literally retcons so much crap out of Star Wars that it's just a husk of itself. You retcon the expanded universe as non-existing at all. You made Han and Leia and Luke terrible characters, to be honest. you know I don't know. I don't get it. It just makes no sense. And then like with DC, you rebooted your entire continuity. Why did you think that retcon was needed? you know or The Last of Us Part 2, going back and trying to retcon the doctor that was performing the seizure, which he was black, but then they made him white, and then they gave him a swole child that was nowhere in the facility that we could have noticed or anything or whatever. And I don't know. Retcon Ellie's feelings about the whole, Joel taking the choice away from her and all that kind of nonsense, that kind of stuff. Or Marvel, for instance, the most famous retcons that we're getting is like Tony Stark not being, the biological child of Maria and Tony, which is stupid. Stupid. Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver not being Magneto's children anymore because of disputes with Fox. Stupid. Iceman being gay. Stupid. When is these retcons gonna be enough? It's weird. It is weird watching shows and movies, and it's just not. I'm not. The only reason why I'm saying that right now is because those are the forefront things that comes to my mind right now. But I have been watching shows, movies, and stuff like that where they're literally retconning things and destroying it. Oh, I heard that people were telling me, I'm not a big Doctor Who fan, but people were telling me how they retconned the timeless child or whatever and literally destroyed 60 years of history. What are we doing? Why are we retconning things? Usually when you're retconning stuff, you're usually trying to add more to the story, not these drastic bombshells. And that's the problem. These retcons aren't adding, they're destroying. People think that it's good. I mean, the writers or the whoever decided that it was a good idea, but the fans are just like, why? And then you wonder why you're losing people, because the retcons that you're adding doesn't enrich the story, it destroys the story. You're literally going back and retconning ideas and choices because somebody in upper class, the upper people or whoever, or somebody on Twitter or whatever, got mad and was like, hey, I think this would be great or whatever. You know what? I think so too. Let's retcon it. Or they're upset at somebody else or they're upset at the fans. Let's retcon this, and that'll show them why. What are we doing? What are we literally doing? We're literally retconning history to slap somebody in the face. I'm confused on how that works. Why are we even doing this? Are we being that petty? Are we that fresh out of ideas that we have to go and destroy characters and storylines and legacy just to, prove a point? If you're going to retcon, at least retcon where it makes sense. It added to the story, like Ahsoka from Star Wars. They retconned her into the prequel stuff because at first she wasn't there in the prequels, but excuse me, now she became a fan favorite. You know, or take for instance, if you guys watch Xena the Warrior Princess, when they retconned her backstory and they added to it. They didn't destroy what was already established from a history. They just retconned it where they added more things that happened in between her time as the warrior princess and a warlord and all that kind of stuff. You get what I'm saying? That's how you do retcons. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to bring in something like that, make sure it enrich the story. And right now, in today's retcons, they don't bring anything. They destroy more so than they bring. Or it was so pointless that you're just like, why did you even feel the need to even go back and fill in the blanks for it? Because I didn't need it, you know? Especially when they go back in, I forgot what show it was, where they went back and explored a character that we really didn't know. I can't remember the show, but we really didn't know anything about the character, but that was what made the character, amazing. And then when they retconned the character and they retconned the history or whatever, you're just like, oh man, we didn't need to know that. You know what I'm saying? It was depressing to even see those retcons, what are we doing? We're retconning character either, and then what's even worse is when we're retconning characters' races and their sexual orientation and gender. Those three pisses me the hell off to no end because it's so stupid. It's so disrespectful. Don't go back and try to retcon to try to force your nonsense into something. Don't do it. Don't even do it because it makes no sense. Why retcon something that was fine? Who are you retconning it for? You can't say you're retconning it because it's a good storytelling, because 9 times out of 10 it's not a good storytelling and you get backlash from people. I'm sorry. I don't get that. To me, I don't understand where we're over here retconning things to the point where they're not enjoyable anymore. Let's retcon this, let's retcon that. You mean let's destroy this, let's destroy that, and you don't even build up on it, And then instead you do this thing where you retcon it, people don't like it, then you have to pile on the nonsense of the retcon to, like, as if you're to solidify the retcon that you wanted that people didn't want. Why? Who is this for? Who are you trying to impress by doing that? Because all you're doing is pissing off your fan base and they're leaving. People always want to be like, oh, they don't need us or whatever. Oh, okay. Okay, you think Hollywood can survive, but if a few 100,000 people, that's millions, almost billions of dollars out the door. You keep it up. You keep trying to say that they don't need us or whatever, stuff like that. The truth is, we don't need them. True, we want them to make the content, but if they don't want to make the content, there are other places, there are other people who can give us what we need. You don't need Hollywood. You don't need other people that's just going to sit up there and ruin the franchise. Go somewhere else then. Again, why support people that hate us is the question that really bothers me. Like, why are we even giving the Hollywood the time of day when they clearly tell us how much they hate us all the time, and yet I'm supposed to give my money to them because they said so? After they destroyed something that I love, after they told me how terrible I am, after they've retconned years of storytelling, No, I'm sorry. I just don't think that's a good idea. I think it's really ignorant and stupid. Like, who are you doing it for at the end of the day? Because it seems like when these retcons happen, it's more of the writer and the creator's satisfaction more so than it is for the fans. It's just not a good look. The retcons need to be retconned, to be honest. At this point, double retcon the bull crap that you did the last past 10 years. To be honest, let's retcon the last past 10 years in real life if we could, because this nonsense that's going on is trash, to be honest. But yeah, those are my thoughts about retconning. Are you guys annoyed with the constant retconnings that you're seeing in media, or am I the only one that is thinking about that? But yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.